Hello, my name is Joshua. I live in the Florida Keys, very close to the beach, and there's about a 100-acre exotic little rainforest behind the beach which I never really go into, but I want to explore it soon. My favorite hobby is to fish with my best friend Michael every day after school on the beach. But to get to the beach, we have to walk through our neighborhood. We have a very nice neighborhood. To get to school every day, we have to take the school bus. I know everybody really takes the school bus, except for people who walk or take the car. The ride is about 20 minutes. We pass by a huge abandoned building every day we go to school. I ask my dad about it, and he says about 11 years ago it closed down. It was like a Chuck E. Cheese, but better. It had two animatronics, Bluey and Louie. One was a blue crocodile and the other was a chameleon. My dad said the animatronics broke down pretty badly one day and fell off the stage, hitting two people and hurting them pretty badly, but nobody died. So they closed down and never reopened. That was a pretty good story and kept me and Michael always looking at it outside the window when we were in the bus. Michael started to act weird a while after the school time changed from 8 a.m. to 2:45 p.m. a day to 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. a day. I knew that Michael was just stressed about an extra hour and 15 minutes of school and he wanted to hang outside more, but we never stopped hanging out with each other. After a brutal week of school, we decided to do something different. We decided to have a sleepover at Michael's house. I left my house to go to Michael's house. It was sunny out when I arrived at Michael's house. He suggested we go fishing at the beach. We arrived at the beach and got our fishing gear set up to fish. We cast it out. We were trying to catch stingrays. I looked at the water. It was crystal clear and so beautiful. I screamed in excitement when I saw in the distance a flat stingray shape was moving towards the bait. The rod bent down, and since it was my rod, I lifted the rod up and set the hook and started to reel. After about 30 minutes of reeling it started to rain. We heard thunder. I caught the stingray and released it quickly, not trying to get stung. Good thing we didn't get stung. We rushed back home. It took us about 15 minutes to get back home. When we got home, I dried off with a towel, but Michael took a shower. After he was done, we went in his basement. I always was surprised he had a basement. I didn't know they built a basement down there when they were building the house way back. The house was set up where the back of the house faced the rainforest and the sides faced the neighboring houses and the front faced the road. In the house in front, the basement had a glass sliding door facing the rainforest. About 400 feet away was the opening, and Michael's TV and Xbox was facing the left side of the house. We played Xbox in the basement for about an hour until I noticed something in the opening to the rainforest, a huge American crocodile. Michael, look, wow! We both took a photo of it. The crocodile was staying still for a few minutes, resting, until it went back in the rainforest. That was shocking for the both of us. We went back to playing Xbox for about another 30 minutes, and then we decided to watch a documentary about how the Megatherium can still be out there. We finished the movie around 9 p.m. We really got a rush of dopamine because we knew that this excited us. Animals excited us. Then we decided to play chess till 11 p.m. Then we got ready for bed and went to bed. I woke up to a sound like metal screeching coming from outside. The noise was so faint that I didn't bother what it was. I went back to sleep. I had a dream where me and Michael went fishing and caught a shark. Then I woke up to another metal sound, but this one sounded closer. And Michael also woke up. We both looked at each other and then out the window. We saw in the rainforest clearing a tall animatronic with red glowing eyes, and it looked like a blue crocodile that was standing on its legs upright. It was at least 8 foot tall. It looked ripped and broken, and its left hand seemed to have the animatronic skin ripped off and only a metal claw-like hand. Its red glaring eyes cleared the path in front of it and us, and it was staring at us and walking towards us. Me and Michael ran outside the house. Michael's parents were gone at a nice outing for their work. We ran into the rainforest. Michael had his phone on him, so he put his flashlight on and was showing the way ahead. We ran for about 50 minutes. Then started walking cautiously in the rainforest until we noticed claw marks on the palm trees. And I started to think, is that where the noise was coming from? I told Michael that, and then we thought of what to do. We didn't have time to think. We saw the animatronic running towards us with its red glowing eyes. Then we ran through the rainforest and lost the animatronic. We hid under a branch and tried to call 911, but Michael's phone was dead. We hid it under the branch for about another hour until we heard metal scratching coming towards us. We ran until the animatronic caught up to us and was right behind us. Me and Michael ran farther away from it until we found a streaming creek. We had to take our chances. We both knew it was dangerous, but we couldn't risk getting killed. We both jumped in and started swiftly streaming down the creek, not knowing where it would take us. We stayed flowing through the running creek, afraid of the alligators, until we saw where it was leading us. It leaded us to some mangroves in the open bay. From the bay, we swam to the beach and made it on to the beach, exhausted and afraid. When we made it to the beach, the sun started to rise on our wet faces, heat, and then we walked back to Michael's house. Michael's parents came home. As we came back to the house and asked us what happened, we told them everything. They didn't believe us and said we had too much sugar and made up an excuse for sneaking out. I went back to my house, took a shower, and got changed. Now I remember the story of Bluey and Louie. About a year later, Michael got a little John boat, and we both went fishing in the mangroves. The spot we ended up after the creek. That one fateful night, I looked in the water. It was surprisingly clear, blue and crystal, and at the bottom, I saw a greenish fluffy like chameleon head. and a ripped apart robotic body with it.